Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Settling the Commonwealth, a series where we share our vision for immersively constructed settlements using relevant mods. We also upload the Savegame for these designs so that you can explore them for yourself. In today's show, we will be looking at how the people of the Commonwealth have transformed the rubble of Coastal Cottage into a thriving fishing village. But before we get started, we need to introduce our new primary method for immersive settlement construction. Sim Settlement by King Gath is, in our opinion, the most immersive and entertaining way to turn any ruined stretch of land into a living, breathing community. This is an incredibly massive mod, and the best way to get the most out of it for your game is by watching the videos covering Sim Settlements over at King Gath's YouTube channel. In essence, however, this mod allows you to place plots of different types and assign settlers to construct the buildings for you. The settings for the mod, of which there are many, are controlled via the City Manager holotape, which is placed in a spot that you will naturally come across it in the wasteland. But if you want to have the fun of this discovery spoiled for you, then you can check out this video on King Gath's channel about where to find it. Once you have the holotape, you can construct the plots, which are found in the Special section of the Settlement Building menu. The names of the plots generally explain what will be built there, meaning that an agriculture plot will be a farm, a commercial plot will be a store, an industrial plot will be a crafting-related area, such as a scavenging station, and a residential plot will be a settler home. Through the power of random selection, you can expect each building you place to look different and unique for each settler assigned to it. This mechanic creates a feeling of a truly living and interacting community. We have provided merely a general overview of the capabilities of Sim Settlements, and we highly encourage you to watch King Gath's videos to obtain a full understanding of the many ways to tailor this mod to your playstyle. For those of you on Xbox, Sim Settlements can now be used for your construction purposes as well. With our primary construction method properly introduced, let's take a closer look at the isolated community of Coastal Cottage. Rarely visited by your average adventurer, the extreme northeast of the Commonwealth is home to very few interesting locations. However, it is the primary avenue for those traveling to the island of Far Harbor, which makes it a well-known route for escaped synths seeking refuge from the Institute. Well before the sole survivor emerged from Vault 111, a group of synths fleeing the Commonwealth took shelter for a night before they crossed the northern border. The spot they chose was inside a cave underneath a ruined house that sat on a cliff overlooking Makra fishpacking. After successfully escaping the watchful eyes of the Institute, thanks to the isolation of this house, word quickly spread that the house on the coast was an excellent last stop for runaway synths before they crossed into the north. Over time, synth sympathizers and railroad agents began making more permanent residences in and around what gradually became known as the Coastal Cottage. Eventually, the community grew to what you will find here today, and the inhabitants of it have become accepting not only of synths, but also anybody seeking shelter, provided that they remain peaceful during their stay. The people of Coastal Cottage sustain themselves on the fresh fish that they catch from the nearby beach and water that is filtered from springs flowing through the cliffs towards the coast. The extreme isolation and natural barrier of the cliff face serve as the primary defense mechanisms for the inhabitants. However, a few guards do keep watch inside the village to make sure that the locals don't get too rowdy and that no unwanted visitors make their way inside. Within the village, you can get a meal in the now renovated Coastal Cottage or stock up on various types of supplies at the trader shacks found right outside. While the merchants can provide basic provisions, Coastal Cottage is not well equipped with technological conveniences or a large quantity of supplies. For the most part, this lack is attributed to the intense isolation of the village, which means that there is practically no communication between Coastal Cottage and the other settlements of the Commonwealth. All of the power for the community is generated from either the two wind turbines propped up on the cliff face, or small personal generators powered by fish oil harvested from the larger sea animals caught off the coast. Although Coastal Cottage lacks many of the modern conveniences and supply selection found in the more central Commonwealth settlements, it is nonetheless a cozy and inviting place to rest up and resupply if you find yourself scavenging in the remote northeast or venturing onto Far Harbor. Well everyone, we hope you liked our interpretation of Coastal Cottage. We have provided the link to the Nexus page for this save game if you would like to explore the settlement for yourself. Of course, we would love to hear your feedback on our design, and you can also find a list of all the mods we use for our builds over on that save game page. For subsequent episodes of Settling the Commonwealth, we will be using sim settlements as the primary building tool, so you can see plenty more of that mod in the near future. We sincerely hope you have enjoyed today's show, and thank you very much for joining us here on Settling the Commonwealth.